Next, his neighbors found his blank manner bossy and irritating, and they stopped inviting him to backyard barbecues. Now, the missing word is a word that restates bossy and irritating. So, from the given choices, which word is a restatement of bossy and irritating? Is it modest? Letter E, modest means simplicity, marked by simplicity, or having humble opinion of yourself. Is that something similar to bossy and irritating? Of course not. It is the exact opposite. Therefore, letter E is not the correct answer. Eliminate letter E. How about letter D? Restorative. It means to renew or to repair or to rebuild. Is that something synonymous to bossy and irritating? Of course not. So, again, eliminate choice letter D. From the 3 given choices left, find the word that has the same meaning with bossy and irritating, and that is letter B, magisterial. Magisterial is an adjective which means overbearing or offensively self-assured, which is similar to bossy and irritating. So the word magisterial is a restatement of the clue words bossy and irritating. Next, the story's bitter antagonist felt such great blank for all of the other characters that as a result, his life was very lonely and he died alone. Okay. Again, find clue words or signal words. Okay. In this sentence, you may use the phrase "as a result" as your clue. Therefore, the result is the effect, and the missing word will complete the cause. Okay? The cause that is presented in the first part or in the earlier part of the sentence. What word will complete the cause of the effect in the latter part of the sentence? Is it reciprocation? Reciprocation in letter C means alternating back and forth movement, or giving back the exact effort that you have given to someone or to something. Obviously, it's not the correct answer. Therefore, eliminate letter C, reciprocation. What word would reflect to the feeling of the antagonist being bitter?
That is letter B, malevolence, meaning having the feeling of hatred toward others.
Now let us have the last item from your pretest under sentence completion. Mary became blank at typing because she practiced every day for 6 months. Obviously, the signal word here is the word because, dividing the sentence into 2 parts. The effect at the earlier part of the sentence and the cause at the latter part of the sentence. Now we have the saying, practice makes perfect. So if Mary practiced every day for 6 months, she would become good at typing. From the choices presented here, which word would mean being good at something that you have learned? That is letter A, proficient. It is an adjective which means well-versed in any business or branch of learning. Now, let us move on to the last part of our discussion, the paragraph arrangement. It is consists of a group of jumbled sentences that need to be reassembled to make sense. This type of questions is one of those sections that are difficult and very time-consuming question. It is very time-consuming question asked in banking exams and other competitive exams. It sounds easy, but it can get tricky when more than one sentence seems to fit perfectly. That is where we have to use vocabulary and context to decide the closest answer. Let's go back to your pretest. Number 24. Okay. Let's just read it and try to find an independent sentence. Let's find the first sentence. Point A, a steam engine is a heat engine that performs mechanical work using steam as its working fluid. Point A is an independent sentence, and so this could be the first sentence. Point B, in 1698, Thomas Savery patented a steam pump that used steam in direct contact with the water being pumped. Point B, technically, this is also an independent sentence. Point C, the use of boiling water to produce mechanical motion goes back over 2,000 years, but early devices were not highly practical. Point C is also an independent sentence. Letter D, in 1781, Scottish engineer James Watt patented a steam engine that produced continuous rotary motion. Watt's 10 horsepower engines enabled a wide range of manufacturing machinery to be powered. Point D is also an independent sentence. Lastly, letter E, point E, considering that the great majority of worldwide electric generation is produced by turbine type of steam engines, the steam age is continuing with the energy levels far beyond those of the 19th and 20th century. Point E is also an independent sentence. All these points are independent sentences. So how do you find connectors in this? If you look closely, there is a timeline. In point B, 1698 goes back over 2,000 years in point C, 1781 in point D, and 19th century in point E. So, point C is our first sentence because in the timeline, this should come first. Why can't point A be first? Because it's talking related to steam engine, and points D and E also talk about the steam engine. So the steam engine continuation will not be followed in the sentence in the point C. So point C will be the first sentence. Let's now find the second sentence. Point B is our second sentence. Why? Why not point A as the second sentence? In point B, it says there that in 1698, Thomas Savery patented a steam pump. Again, we haven't introduced about the steam engine. Steam pump that uses steam in direct contact with the water being pumped. In this, they are talking related to water use and pump. Now let us find the third sentence. In point D, in 1781, Scottish engineer James Watt patented a steam engine. Now they have introduced the idea of a steam engine. So point D will be our third sentence. Let us find the fourth sentence. Point A will be our fourth sentence. Why? A steam engine is a heat engine that performs mechanical work using steam as its working fluid. Because point D is giving introduction related to steam engines, and steam engine idea is introduced in the sentence D. Next, let's have our fifth sentence. Obviously, it is point E. Point E is telling about the 19th century, so this will be the last sentence. Okay, so from the choices on your pretest, the answer is letter A. Okay, with the arrangements C, B, D, A, E. Next, number 25. Okay, let's again find the first sentence. Point A. Without debate, the Assembly's something adopted equality of taxation and something of all something rights except for those involving personal something, which were to be something without something. All we understood in this paragraph, without debate, there was an assembly which adopted equality of taxation and did something to the rights, except for some people. So technically, this can't be first because they have mentioned the assembly. There must be the name of an assembly for this paragraph in the previous paragraph, because whenever we use the word the assembly, means that particular thing is already introduced in the previous paragraph. Therefore, point A is not our first sentence. Point B. In the second paragraph, we got three things: a timeline, name of an assembly, and they have abolished something in this. In point C, in this, we got timeline, November 1789, and point B contain August 1789. Point C also includes abolished in September 1790, and something vanished overnight. There were some old laws, they have vanished. In point D, they have mentioned about some other proposals, so this can't be the first one. So out of these 4 points, point B is our first sentence. Why? First, because of the timeline, August 1789, and point C includes September 1789. The second factor is point B gives us name of an assembly. So point B is the first sentence. Now let's find the second sentence. Point A says without debate, the assembly adopted something, just do something for the right of people, and something also abolished. Something different has also abolished and also abolished in point B. They abolished feudalism in point B, and in point A, they abolished something. So point A will be the second sentence because of continuation. In point A, they are telling 3 other points. The particular assembly they have abolished some 2 to 3 points, or they have done something related to the rights. So point A will be the second sentence. Let's find the third sentence. The third sentence will be point D. Why? Because of other proposals followed with the same success. So there are legal something proposals related to punishment and public office, etc., etc. So there are 6 to 7 other things which they have done, the particular assembly. So this will be the third paragraph. And then the fourth sentence will be, of course, point C. Point C will be our last paragraph because in this paragraph, they have said the main institutional pillars have vanished overnight. So in this, the timeline also says in November 1789. So in this item, we are also following timeline, the continuous events that happened in each paragraph. So our answer is letter C from the choices on your pretest with the order B, A, D, and C. Next, let us have number 26. In this item, point D introduces the paragraph followed by point B, which tells about the composition of the institution. Point A comes next as talks about its working, which is somewhat the extension of point B. And then the last paragraph will be point C, because point C becomes the closing sentence as it talks about how work is done. Therefore, the correct answer is letter D, with the order point D, B, A, and C. Next, let's have number 27. The paragraph is about camel. Point D introduces the topic and it stands alone. And then point C, as the second paragraph, gives the reason why camel is called sheep of the desert. And then followed by point A follows point C. And then point C, A, and B are logically linked. Therefore, the answer is letter B, with the order point D, C, A, E, and B. Next, let us have number 28. You will be able to find the first sentence looking for the introduction. So, which paragraph here do you think introduces the topic? Okay, point E introduces the paragraph and D talks about first intelligence test. So, E and D is a mandatory pair. They have to go along. Point A further explains letter D. And point C and B also emerges as a pair. So the correct answer is letter A, with the order E, D, A, C, and B. Next, number 29. This paragraph is following a time sequence approach. The paragraph will start with letter A. Over the years, I have had the opportunities to observe and understand the thought processes behind the ads that have been flooding both the print and the TV media. Followed by letter B. Although there is a huge shift in the quality of ads that we come across on a daily basis, thanks essentially to improvement in technology, I somehow can't help but feel that the quality of communication of the message has become diluted. Followed by point D. There is an increasing attempt by most companies to be seen as cool and funky. Followed by point E. Another reason could be the burgeoning number of companies, which means an exponential increase in the number of ads that are being made. Followed by last letter C or point C. Proportionally, the number of ads that lack in quality has gone up exponentially as well. Therefore, the answer is letter C, with the order A, B, D, E, and C. Again, this item follows a time sequence approach. Okay, you will see the improvement of the sentences based on the time sequence approach. And then the last item, number 30. In this item, let's find our first paragraph. You will see that there are some independent sentences and there are some that are dependent. Letter E will be our first sentence. A greedy fox stealthily entered a garden to eat the grapes. How are you going to identify the order or the correct order of this item? Based on the sequence of events. In letter E, it is the introduction of what is this paragraph all about. It is about a greedy fox. A greedy fox stealthily entered a garden to eat the grapes. And then what happened next? But its tail was cut down by a trap when it tried to escape from the trap. That is letter B. And then what happened next? Point A. It worried because all other foxes would mock at its lost tail. Hence, it planned a trick. Then followed by letter D. When all foxes ridiculed it, the greedy fox said, I have cut down the tail myself because it was a great hindrance. And then last, letter C. Now I am free and happy without my tail. Okay, so for me, it is the easiest item in this type of test, paragraph arrangements, because you will just follow the sequence of events from the story, and then from there you'll be able to get the correct order, which is letter D with the order E, B, A, D, and C. That's it. I hope you learned a lot from our review, and I also hope that you'll be able to use all the learnings that you have gained in this review for your upcoming entrance exam. So yeah, thank you and God bless. Good luck!